Algebra 2 Cram, New York State, Algebra 2 Regents, Common Core, Key Facts, Trigonometry Physics. Question 3, Law of Cosines. A squared equals b squared plus c squared minus 2bc cosine A, and time, distance, rate formula. This entire series was inspired by my little bro, LJ, who's just as good a mathematician as he is a basketball player. Because he has an actual social life, unlike myself, no, he doesn't have time to sit around studying Algebra 2 all day, hence the cramming. So you two will definitely become an Algebra 2 master if you cram with me. But the odds of someone doing exactly what I tell them to do is pretty slim to none, but you have my guarantee on it. So if you want to order this series, inbox me at memedicine@gmail.com and stay tuned till the end, and I'll tell you the secret to success in life. Also, spread the words to your friends and classmates who don't feel like sitting around all day trying to look smart studying for Algebra 2, okay? So let's delve into this question together. Review question 3. Karen is traveling from city A to city B as the accompanying map here indicates. Karen could drive directly from A to B along County Route 21 at an average speed of 55 miles per hour, or could travel on interstates I-85, which is 45 miles long, and 20 miles along I-64. The two interstates intersect at an angle of 150 degrees at C and have a speed limit of 65 miles per hour. How much time, rounded to the nearest minute, will Karen save by traveling along the interstates at an average speed of 65 miles per hour? Now, this question might seem a little intimidating. It's not. It's actually fairly simple. You just have to know the laws to solving it. And if you don't know, stay tuned and I'm going to tell you. But for those of you who do know, press pause and go ahead and formulate your solution. Okay, so hopefully by now you arrived at an answer, and if you did not, that is completely fine. We're going to attempt this together, okay? All right, so you need to know the distance from A to B along County Route 21, okay? You know the two sides, but you don't know this side. And you also know the included angle, so we need the third side, obviously. We're going to have to use the law of cosines, okay, to find out the measurement of the missing side. And the general expression for the law of cosines is a squared equals b squared plus c squared. Yes, this is a hidden Pythagorean theorem, minus 2bc cosine A, okay? But in order to match the diagram, it's convenient to switch A with the capital representation for this angle, which is C, because, you know, A over here, that's not our angle of interest. So for this particular given triangle, we're going to do things like this. A is going to be 20 for the 20-mile side. B is going to be 45 for the 45-mile long I-85. And the measure of angle C, of course, is going to be 150. So remember, instead of cosine of A, we're going to do cosine of capital C, okay? So we're also going to have our lowercase c out here, and we're going to bring the A in here, okay? All right, so let's do this. And what you get should look something like this. C squared, okay, equals 20 squared plus 45 squared minus 2 times 20 times 45 times the cosine of 150. And the C is a representative of county route 21, or you could just say the side opposite angle C, okay? All right, so make sure your calculator is in degree mode. And actually, you could even, if you had memorized the cosine of 100, actually the cosine of 30, you could definitely evaluate this. Actually, no, it's going to be difficult. Forget it. All right, so evaluate this on your handy dandy calculator, and you're going to get approximately 3,983.8 is equivalent to C squared. And it's actually 0.8 dot 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 dot. I just don't have any more room, so I'm not going to show all that extraness. But we will on the next line. So now in order to find out what side C is, you have to unravel it using the square root. So if you take the square root of C squared and take the square root of the right-hand side of the equation, which is the square root of 3,983.845,727, you're going to get a little something like this. You're going to get 63.11771326 miles. Okay? All right. So that's like the first portion of our problem, or our riddle that we have to solve, the mystery we have to unlock. We figured out that County Route C is approximately 63 miles long, okay? Which makes sense because since this is a triangle, the longest side should be County Route 21, and it's not ridiculously that much longer. You know, it's within the range of 20, 45. Okay, the order of magnitude I'm trying to say is not like hundreds of miles long, okay? But we want to know the time, and we want to know the time in minutes. So the next law that we have to use is time equals distance over rate. And you might be wondering, how the heck are we going to get time out of a distance over a rate? Well, if we're dealing with hours, and the distances we have are like miles, and our rates are given in miles per hour, then basically the units are going to work out, because if you divide miles by miles per hour, basically what you're going to do is multiply by the inverse of whatever's in the denominator. So you're going to get hours over miles. And then these units are going to cancel. Okay? So yeah, basically that's where the hours or the time is hidden in the time distance rate formula. But now back to what we were doing before. So when you plug in your known information, you're going to plug in the known distance of 63.11771326 miles for County Route 21. I actually know someone who lives on our County Line Road, so I keep on saying that because it's familiar in my memory bank. Divided by the rate. How fast are we traveling along this county route at 55 miles per hour? So that's what we put down here, and you do the math. If you're a real genius, go ahead and do this in your head. I'm not this astute with numbers, so I just put in my calculator, and you're going to get 1.1475947 blah, blah, blah. Okay, hours. I didn't include the units here, but you can if you want. So that's just for traveling along this route directly from A to B. But we also need to compare traveling from A to C to B, okay? So if we do that, we're traveling along from A to C, which is 45 miles long. Then don't forget the additional 20 miles along I-64. So that's the distance is going to be 45 plus 20, and we're traveling at a rate of 65 miles per hour because that's what we're told in our question stem, okay? So when you add 45 plus 20, you're going to get 65, and 65 divided by 65 is 1. And remember, the units of time is hours. We're almost done, okay? But we're not quite done, but we're almost done. But they want to know time rounded to the nearest minute. So this is like a combination of physics, because these are all like kinematic concepts here, as well as trigonometry, the law of cosines, and then you have unit conversions, which is found in your common engineering classes, introductory physics, stuff like that. A lot of the introductory science courses incorporate unit conversions. So basically, this, before you convert your times, you have to find out like the savings, okay? The time savings that you're going to save by traveling along these two routes. So if you take the time spent on County Route 21 and you subtract the time that you would spend on I-85 and I-64, you're going to get a difference of 0.147594786 hours. This is why I didn't, disregard all the decimal points that follow, because I knew this step would be required, okay? And so what you're going to do next is multiply your time difference by a conversion factor to see how much minutes you're going to save. And when you multiply 0.147594786 hours times the conversion factor of 60 minutes per hour, for 1 hour, you're basically going to get 8.856 minutes. And I condensed it a little bit. So this is still actually not the final answer, because they want us to round up, to the nearest minute. Well, I didn't say round up, but I would round this up to 9 minutes. So you're going to save about 9 minutes, although it doesn't look like you would by traveling from here to there. You're going to save 9 minutes as opposed to just traveling along the county route, okay? All right. And if you remember earlier, I promised to tell you the secret to success in life, the success in mathematics, success in whatever the heck you're pursuing, okay? And that is to be, how could I say this? To be a deductive reasoner, or have a deductive mentality rather than an inductive one. An inductive mentality would see this for the first time and say, what the, I can't solve this. Or if I could solve it, it would take this step, whatever. You're going to overwhelm yourself. Whereas a deductive mentality or mindset would say, okay, I'm just going to assume that nothing's impossible and I can solve this. And then that reasoner would work their way backwards. But instead of working your way backwards, you could just cram with me and find out the solution extra fast, okay? So again, inbox me at memedicine@gmail.com to purchase complete cram sessions for Algebra 2, and definitely inquire about other subject areas. All right. And LJ, if you're watching this, I hope you're studying or practicing basketball while listening to my voice, which you're probably not going to do because that's just not cool to you, I guess. Whatever. All right, bye.